Hey guys, welcome to Thursday at Two Lions. Actually, this is just going to be a follow-up. I don't know how long this live stream will last. I will try to pay attention to the comments, but I had a lot of time to think this week. And hey guys, since I'm at the computer, Chris, welcome. Thanks. Back in Ohio, made it back a few hours ago. Mowed the grass, did some things. I'm exhausted. It's been a long week, but had a lot of, hey, Beatnik, welcome. Hey, DeLeon. I probably won't have very many people on tonight. I get that. But I just wanted to do a follow-up to the video I posted, the Showdown video. And I had tons of comments, like direct messages, people sending me ideas. And wait, Josh, no, I am no longer in Vegas. I flew back today. Hey, Ragtop, Pat, welcome. SW Marb 52, what's up, man? Hey, Wild Man. Hey, thanks for the shout out, bro. Appreciate it, and thanks for the sign. It looks great. I think it's funny. I don't have any signs yet from Kevin. I guess I probably should order them. But everybody else seems to have one around their track, and they look awesome. I'm super excited about that, and a little humbled that people would want that. Hey, DeFingers. Welcome. Yeah, Josh. Yeah, I'm back, man. I was in and out of the airport all day today. It's been a long day. But this live stream, I just needed to get out here since I missed Tuesday. I missed Monday for the second time. Shout out to Raul and George and Massimo. And I hate that I missed that on Monday. I tuned in for a little bit. It was a long day, busy day. Traveling for work, but hopefully next week will be, I'll be in the airport again on Tuesday all day, so I may have to swap my schedule out a little bit, but shout out to George, Area 51, for covering for me on Tuesday. He did an awesome job. I was able to sneak in. Hey, John, long time no see. Hey, Daryl, good to hear from you, man. Yeah, thanks. I think I will. It's cool. It's very cool that Kevin did that. Hey, Amanda, welcome. I got my 1%er, my 1% female. Actually, it's like 0.0001. I think Amanda is the only person that pays attention to my channel. So I thank you, Amanda. Hopefully you and Billy are doing well. But yes, kind of a surprise. I'll try to get into it. Right now, I am. I don't have my other camera set up. So right now, I have taken the McLaren apart and the Elva apart. And the 25K motor, I didn't feel like it was a fair fight, the Elva versus the McLaren. And what I'd really like to do is test the McLaren's tuning a little bit. So I'm swapping out the motors. I'm going to take the 25K out of the Elva and put it in the McLaren. And I'm almost ready to do that. So I'm snapping it in now. I probably should have set up my phone camera, but yeah. So what I really want to do is do some testing to see what everybody else asked is if I put the 25K motor in the McLaren, the M6A. Does it perform like the Elva? Do the numbers tell the truth, or do they lie? And that's what we're going to do, a little bit of testing. So this is going to be a little different than normal. I set up a microphone over by the track so I can talk, but it's going to be hard for me to respond much in the chat. So my ask is, ask away in the chat, throw things in. I will glance at the chat to make sure that I'm testing what you guys want me to test. But I will talk about the tuning in the McLaren. I didn't really get into that much in the Showdown video, and mostly because I just wanted it to be about the numbers. But there were a lot of people asking about what I did to tune. So I did my baseline tuning, which is lubrication, weight, setting up the front end, getting the fronts to spin well, get a nice ride height. On the McLaren, I did not change out the little bit of tape on the chassis. I did not change out the guide. This car was sticking in the guide pretty well. And so I just all I did was change out the braid. I put a little softer braid. I like that slotted braid. It lets that car really sit down on the track. We'll talk about you, not to you. Thanks, I appreciate that. John, that is a great question. The chassis are tuned almost identical. The weight in the M6A is really close to the same location, but not exactly. So we'll see. We'll see how that. It should be a really close comparison, but it's not going to be exact because I don't have the weight in the exact same spot. So the last thing I have left to do is just to solder the motor. So let me get that, and then we'll put it back together and get it out on the track. Make sure my mesh is good. It is very close tuning. I pretty much looked at the Elva and modeled that tuning off of that. That's going to have to come out just slightly. Where's my flat? That pinion needs to come off. So yeah, how you guys been? Hey Frankie, welcome. Paoli, nice. Thanks, man. I know I could ruin everything. I realize that. So I'm trying to be precise and careful. There we go. But we all know that sometimes that's near impossible. So I'm just trying to get the gear mesh where it needs to be. Tires back on where they need to be. Make sure nothing's rubbing. Okay, let's get it soldered up. Ooh, now I got to think about this. That was opposite. So I think the left is in the front of this motor. So a lot of slot car news. Anybody order the new Scale Auto? Shout out. I know Greg's probably not on this live stream, but shout out to Greg. He put an order in for a bunch of them, and I was blessed enough that he included me in that. So Greg, if you are on here, I would love to send you the money. If you take Venmo, text me, let me know, and I'll get you paid. Oh, already ran into one problem. That lead is not long enough on that side to get back to the motor. Already ran into the first problem. Okay, well. That was a good thought, but somewhere in this mess of a box, I have some lead wire. So it looks like I'm going to have to put a longer lead wire in. So maybe we won't be on the track quite as fast as I thought. But did anybody order that new? John Mark is out in Wyoming or Montana, sorry. in an RV. Sunday slot. Hey, Billy. That slot car guy really conquered the news market this week. I have not watched much on YouTube. My schedule was crazy for the last 4 days, between traveling and all the sessions. And I do take my work pretty serious, actually really serious. And it's an opportunity to learn about our core processor and what new products they have coming out. Since I'm the marketing guy, I like to know what's coming and how that impacts the bank. Some of you don't know, but I work for a small community bank here in Ohio. I'm very proud of what we do, and pretty excited about some new things coming for our customers. So, enough of that. Let's see. Solder. So my M6A chassis was so warped that 4 pieces of piano wire didn't straighten it. I don't have any piano wire, Ragtop Pat. I probably need to order some. What size did you use? Because I think I never want to order the wrong things and waste my money. So it'd be nice to know what size worked well for you. But I've never tried the piano wire kit or trick. I know a lot of people do. I know Harry Wise is a proponent of that. George, Area 51, he will do that at times. So, yeah. I have no idea. Somebody just sent me a text. Oh, that's my kids, who I've been trying to get a hold of all day today because I got home back to Ohio today. I had a layover in Denver, and I'm turning around and driving back to Denver, actually Fort Collins. So I'm doing some laundry, playing with some slot cars. I really probably should be sleeping because tomorrow night after work, I'm going to jump in a car and drive back out there to deliver a car to my daughter. She is inheriting her mom's car because her mom got a new car. So anyway, all right. So let's change this wire out real quick. Sorry, guys. Maybe I should have done this before I went live. So no one. I know Josh ordered one of the new scale autos. This will be my first scale auto. So I'm really curious to know how well this new this chassis works, and I'm pretty excited about that. So, all right. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up with the chat, guys, and multitask. Wild West John, I like it. Yeah. Oh, back to Sunday slots. I'm not sure what you mean by that slot car really conquered the news market. I saw where he posted something about his trip to the slot car. As you know, I was a part of that order 963. I think we got the last 4. That's awesome, Josh. Thanks. I appreciate you working that out for me. John Albright, Acura and Spiker waiting for me. The Spiker was, yeah, John, you said that you haven't been on your track for quite some time. So hopefully this weekend you make it to your track and have a chance to get some laps in. Because, man, I will tell you, I really missed having the track at my disposal this week. being able to just come down here and run a few laps before I go to bed or something. So, sorry guys, this is not a very exciting, right yet, but we'll get there, I promise. We'll get there, I promise. So what is the exciting slot car news this week? I did not watch. I'll probably catch Dave tomorrow, but I did not see anything from Travis. Mostly because my internet connections were not great this week, so I missed out on a lot of stuff. Did not have a lot of time to watch YouTube, and by the time I got back to my room every night, did get to see Pat Benatar as the closing session, as kind of a food and drink, and since I don't drink, I enjoyed Pat Benatar. At 70 years old, she still knows how to rock and roll, her and her husband. So it was a great show. All right, here we go. Glad you guys can't see how bad of a solderer I am. Let me throw a little bit more solder on that. So I kind of did it in a hurry. I didn't really properly tin that. There we go. All right. So let's button this back up. Just real quick, one thing I have to talk about the setup. John, I'm going to correct my statement that I mentioned earlier. The only difference between the McLaren M6A and the Elva is I have done the 4 set screw, the 4 set screws, grub screws in the chassis. I don't know if you can see them. In an Elva, a Thunderslot chassis, there's 4. Point them out here. There are 4 grub screw locations here, 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 and here. And John and I were talking about it. John Albright and I were talking about this, and he said I should probably try it. So I did. I put set screws in, have about 1.5 threads showing. And if you look at the bottom of the body, there are these little tabs. You see them right there and there on all 4 sides. 2 on each side. And so those set screws ride on that. And so what it allows is front to back movement to be very consistent in the float of the body. And I really felt like it did have an impact. I feel like the M6A really is performing well. Putting this 25K motor in it could throw it all off, but we're gonna try it out. We're gonna see what happens, and make it a fair fight. Oh, that solder got my eye. Okay, so let's put it back together, and we'll throw it on the track, and I'll change cameras and move over. And I'll put the body float where I had it. I'm gonna leave the pod where at it. We'll make adjustments if we need to. But I'm going to put it right back to where it was before. So from a tuning standpoint, I started at 1 turn on the body and ended up at 3/4 turn on all 3 of the body screws. Just to tighten it up just a little bit after I got some laps on it. So that's where I'm going to put it back, 3/4 turn. So all the way down to tight, all the way down to tight. Gosh. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm way behind. Like I said, it's hard for me to do this and keep up with the chat. De Leon is going to the Electric Dreams swap meet this weekend. Man, that would be awesome. Hey, I think that's a great idea. I have not ordered the Chaparral yet, but it's sort of in my cart at LEB right now with the Fat Turbo that has been in my cart for about a month. So, okay, we're tight. So now let's go 3/4 on each. Let's see here. Okay, that didn't get me. There we go. 3/4. And 3/4. Okay. Float. I like my float. Front to back. So I'm going to change cameras, and we're going to go over to the track and see what happens. All right. You guys can continue to chat. If those of you who are moderators answer questions, it takes years, but eventually, Marty, you'll have every size screw wire. I know. I agree. I'm getting there. Josh, yeah, it's not bad, man. It is a long drive, but I'll listen to some audiobooks, probably make a few phone calls, and eat up some time. So if anybody wants to chat, I will be driving all day. Well, part of the night, Friday night, and all day Saturday. So anyway, I'm gonna take my phone over with me so I can pay attention and check out the live chat from over there if there's anything good. I see that Dusty is in. Awesome. All right. Let's see what we come up with, guys. Oh, change. Put this up. Track cam. There we go. I'm going to need somebody to tell me in the chat whether they can hear me through that microphone over there. It looked like I had level, but it's kind of hard to be in two places at once. Okay, can you guys hear me? Check 1, 2. Can you hear me? Check, check. Let me know in the live chat. We're going to throw it in free practice for a minute. I'm going to run in the white lane. Can you hear me? Hopefully you'll get some sound from this microphone. It's not the perfect microphone. I lent my microphones out this past weekend. And let's see how she does. And I'll make sure that I'm putting the laps on the correct car in. Okay. Oh, yeah. Check the guide. Check the braids. Something's not right. It's the braid. This one braid's a little messed up. Okay. Okay. Gotta get used to it. Nice S's. Got to figure out my braking point on that turn now with this car, because it is definitely different than with the other motor. Oh, and I just broke a mirror off by dropping it. That was bound to happen. Okay. Can you guys hear me? Yeah. Well, man, I'm not a great driver, so. There we go. Figure out that turn. Ooh. This is always nerve-wracking live, guys. I think you all know that. Loud now? Okay. Thanks. I'm glad you can hear me. I fully expect to go back and read the live chat and you guys making fun of my driving. I think I would be disappointed if you didn't. Okay, this car is quick. Now I see where the slot invasion guide might really help me with this motor in it, because you can really... The straightaway speed is really a lot different than that 21.5 motor from Thunderslot. Ooh. Yeah. The torque difference. So I'm already seeing that I probably need to move the weight around with this motor in it. And I find that interesting that it performs a little different from a weight standpoint, just because of the torque of the motor and the power. So I would think I'm not far off with the chassis, but see, I'm having problems getting on it there. That motor is so torquey that I believe it's hooking up so good that it's de-slotting coming out of that, because it's really getting grip. I don't know. Oops. Okay, it ran a 7529, which is that car's fastest lap. But the Elva's in the 7.4s. Let's see if we can get a little closer. Yeah, I think as soon as I start to push it, coming out of a turn, it is wanting to pop the nose up and de-slot. So, what are your thoughts? Any tuning changes I can make? Should I loosen up the chassis? Is it too tight? Need more body float? I'm curious to know what you guys think. I wish I could see the screen. See. So to keep it in the slot, I would have to run just a little bit slower than I have to with the Elva. So I still think the Elva is the king or the queen, however you want to say it. Yeah, as soon as I push it, it's pretty locked in on that turn in the track, but not there. So I'll come back over here, catch up with you guys. So I don't know. What do we have in the scroll down all the chats? Marty, do both cars have the same guide? No, they do not. I have a slot invasion on the Elva, and this has the original. Again, with the stock motor, it didn't have enough torque to pop the nose out of the slot. But with this 25K motor, it does. And that's where, pull the tape and see what happens. Okay. I'll pick up some noise. But I'll pull the tape. Where am I? I'm in Ohio. Let's see. Wellman, yes, the car is fast, but it just keeps popping out of the slot, and it's from the torque. So John Albright said, "Pull the tape." Let's see if that. Pat, are your front tires touching the track? So how I set my cars up, Pat, is the tires, the front tires barely touch. You can spin them, and they would just barely touch the track. Let's see. Elva has a scale auto guide, and the McLaren is stock. The Elva has a slot invasion guide now. I swapped that out probably a month ago when I got my slot invasion guides, just to try it and see. So I think slight weight in front. Yeah, I may have to move the weight further to the front, which is where it is in the Elva, with this motor. I mean, it might help it even with the stock motor, I guess. So I'll jump back over there. Throw it on the track view, track cam. Let's see what happens now. Picked up some noise from the chatter in the chassis. Yeah, it still wants to come out. Maybe moving the weight forward might help it. Whew, I picked up some noise moving the tape. John, I think it is a little quicker. Oh, jeez. It is a little quicker. A little quicker without the tape. So 7.529 is its fastest lap of the session. Let's see if we can stop that. So I can get through that turn a little faster. So what I'm finding out is I still have some more tuning to do with the M6A, which that's the fun in this whole thing, is trying to get the most out of these cars. And I got to find that mirror so I can glue it back on. So I think a slot invasion guide would help, but I think maybe moving some of the weight towards the front might help. But I like the fact that it's not super tail happy, except for in the one turn here. It's locked in through the S's. Oh, right as I speak. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that improved it or not. Let me catch up. The Elva did deslot a little bit in that fast lane, but not like this is deslotting. Pat, what size set screws? They are 2.5 by 3 millimeter. M 2.5 by 3 millimeter. That's what goes in the chassis. And I probably still need to play with that a little bit. I just kind of went with one thread showing up through the chassis. But I feel like with that tape off, something was dragging because I did pick up some more noise. So, I don't know. Quick fix, tape a penny to the front end. Easy way to see if it makes a difference. Yeah, that's a good idea. I usually have some of the putty, the tungsten putty. That's usually what I use. Yeah, it stinks when you lose a mirror. Let's see. Hey, Grand Santa Man, what's up? So, looks like I still got some work. Still have some work to do. I may trade out the guide just to be fair. To a slot invasion guide, I have one. I think I have one left for a thunder slot. I don't know. Maybe I don't have a whole lot of float up front. Let me check that out. Yeah, it really isn't moving much. So maybe I should go 1. And then 1 full turn in the back. I don't know. We'll try that. Yeah, that's going to leave a mark. What size set screws? I answered that. Is it whacking the wall or what? Always love that. Let's see. The car is so light. Yeah, let me throw it on the scale. I don't know how much it weighs. Off the top of my head. Yeah, 64 ounces. That could be part of it. Let me throw this, and this. It's about 3 ounces lighter than the Elva. So that could be part of it too. Maybe it just needs a little. Yeah, John, I think you're right. I I think I need to add a little more weight. I need to get some weight a little forward. So I'll play with that. I won't make you guys watch me sit here and tune the car. But I don't know. This kind of live stream is kind of stressful. But I think the car is a little light. I think that's what I'm dealing with this motor. With the other motor, it was just so locked in and quick, and it just was running great. So I really like it with the stock, with the setup that I have right now. But if I run a 25K motor in it, there's Butch is having a sponsoring a race, and it is an endurance race. I forget how long the race is going to be. If Josh is on here or Daryl, they know. I think it's in July, but it's vintage, and they've outlawed the Elvas. So I've got to get one of my other cars performing like my Elva, and maybe it's this car, maybe it's the Shadow. It might be fun to go and run great with a Shadow. Maybe it's my NSR GT40. But yeah, John, I think I'm gonna make some pod adjustments, and see, what do I have the pod adjusted to? Ooh, the pod's really loose. That front screw was. It's backed out a little bit, so let's try that. I am running all the pod screws, and typically with a Thunderslot. Ooh, the Elva. Yeah, I removed those. Let's do that. Whoa. This pod screws is backed out. They were really loose. Maybe that's part of my problem. We'll go one turn all the way around, and I'm going to lose. No, I'm going to leave those in. Let's try that. Quick tire clean here. Yeah, definitely needs some weight towards the nose. Trying to decide if it's the chassis dragging with those set screws. That's the noise I'm getting. Man, this car's quick. It's clicking on something there. I'm like, ooh. It snapped itself right out of the slot. Okay, let's take it apart and add some weight. What do we have? Let's see. I asked to dip the Elva chassis before I sent it to you. That mic does not pick up sound as well if you don't talk directly into it. Yeah, Chris, I'm missing just like an SM58. I let a buddy of mine borrow my mic box that has all my microphones in it. So this is my podcast mic because it's the only mic that I have in the house at the moment outside of this one. So, yeah, sorry about that. I mean, that mic is doing what it's meant to do. Eliminate a bunch of noise from the room. So I'm going to put, since I was about 3 ounces off, I'm going to put 3 ounces of weight forward of the pod. Let me see if I've got maybe a piece already cut. That's 2 ounces, grams. Jeesh. Then I'd be up there with the Carrera car. If you look at the Elva chassis, I took the outside pod screws and clipped the ears off to get more pod float. Sorry about that, Chris. I could probably give it more gain. We'll try that. Let's see, where do I want to put that? That is, ooh, okay. So this should be about 3 grams. For tonight's purposes, I'm just going to stick it in there. I'll probably cut it to fit a little better later. I don't want you guys waiting on me to make that happen. Well, let me do it this way. I actually think this is kind of the live stream that some guys have been asking for. Let me know in the comments if you love it or hate it, because I never want it to be too boring. I like interacting with the chat. With motor exchange, could the right direction be gear ratio? It could be, although I'm running the same gear ratio that I'm running in the Elva. So, okay. So let's put it back together and see what happens. Trying to figure out what is rubbing on the chassis. So, if you were prepping a car for a vintage race, which I think is 74 and older, and you couldn't run a Thunderslot Elva, what would you run? What would you tune up to race in a race like that? I know a lot of guys would probably run an SRs, the GT40, the 917s, the 908s, 917 10s. So what would you run? Would you try the McLaren 6A, M6A? Okay. Here we go. Now, a little more weight. Let's see what happens. Let me see if anybody answered that. Yeah, John, I agree. I think gear ratio is good for this track. I think it's just harnessing the extra power, which I get it. You add a bunch of horsepower to a car, it's going to throw your suspension off. It's going to throw. So like it makes sense that I'm having. It's great. No, I don't mind. I don't mind. Honestly, this is fun. Dusty, you'd run the 917-10. Yeah, that's a good choice, man. Oh, wait, a new 917. Hopefully the Pink Pig ships. We need to think about that race. You need to look at your calendar. I'd really like to. No Thunderslots at all. No, Sean. No, I think you can. The Elva is the only car. I think Butch outlawed the Elva mainly because that's what everybody would run. Everybody's got their Elvas tuned and running great, and so he's wanting people to use other cars. I think the slotted Matra would be a great choice. Daryl, on Butch's track, I would run the 908 with the 28K NSR motor. Tune up the McLaren. Yeah, Chris, that's what I'm hoping. I would really like to run this. I just love this car. I love the color. It's a great car. All right. Now let's take a look and see what happens. All right. Let me clear this out. So, no, we can run Thunderslots, Sean. Just not the Elva. Where am I at? Track cam. Okay, Chris, any better? Worse from the I did increase the gain. So let's see what happens. That's on me. That's on me. Yeah, still coming out of the slot a little bit. Let's see if I can drive this thing. A little better. I don't know. I think it's a little better. Just ran a 7.494, but it hopped lanes. So it ran a faster lap. So I think it's better. It still wants to come out of the slot a little bit. Ooh, it was fast to the S's. I got all excited because I knew I had a good lap. Oh my gosh. It definitely doesn't know what to do. Or I don't know what to do with all the torque in this thing. Getting on the gas a little soon. Okay. It just ran a 7.472. And the McLaren or the Elva. The Elva's top time is a 7.286. I forgot that I ran that 7.2. So it's 0.2, almost 0.3 off of that. Or no, 0.2 off. So I just think I've got the chassis set up better. Daryl has the chassis set up better on the Elva, although I have done some tuning to it. I haven't gone too far off the lip. Ooh, that was bad. The chassis is quieter on the track. So I think I just answered the question. This is still 2/10 off of the Elva. With tire truing, does anyone round off the edges of the tires? Alex Duncan, yes. Chris, that is exactly what I said. Wild man, you're probably right. I am tired. I just love running laps, though. I love the tweak, run a few laps, figure it out, clean the tires. Okay, I'll go clean the tires before I see if we can get a little faster. Too much motor, clean and treat the tires. I run silicones, Sean. The tires are pretty clean. I think I'm still chasing the chassis a bit. Yeah, that was a pretty good wipeout, wasn't it? What are you afraid I'm going to break the car? These cars are made to run. Yeah, it slides on its top pretty good. It does slide well, Pat. Okay, I'll clean the tires real good and run a few laps and see if we can beat that 7.4 track cam. Let's see how she does here. See, it still wants to come out of the slot. And I don't think that was me overdriving it. I think that was just torque to the tires. Yeah, it still needs some adjustment. I just don't think I have the chassis right now with the new weight. A little heavier. It gets down the front stretch or the back stretch pretty good. Still 7.4, 7.2. I'm running 7.6s pretty consistently. It really snaps in that, coming out of that one turn. Right there. Seven, 3, 6, 7. Maybe I just need to learn to drive it. All right. I think I proved it ran a 7.367. I think I proved it's close. I think what I'll do next is Night Dust. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Yeah, man. Wild man, it is fun. I think what I'll do, I know that I'm close. To be fair, I'll put a slot invasion guide or the scale auto guide because I think it's a little better than the Thunderslot regular guide. This isn't the deep guide that they make. So I'll swap that out, see if that keeps it in the slot a little more. I'm just knowing that it'll stay in the slot a little better allows me to drive it a little harder. I'm sure that's the difference. So I think I'm close. May throw the tape, a little bit of tape back on it. Maybe not strapping tape, maybe electrical tape. See if that quiets the chassis down a little bit, because I'm still getting some chassis chatter. But, yeah, Alex out of the slot. Yeah, Alex, it's hard to tell. I may have to set up the camera and run some slow-mo to see if I can see exactly what it's doing. I think that if it gets some grip, that it will pull itself out of the slot. Yeah, Sean, I just put 3 grams of weight up towards the front. It's not right on top of the guide, but I may try that. Yeah, Chris, I think the slot invasion guide will be the next. That will be the next thing. So we'll see. Now add the tape. Yeah, John, I think we're on the right path. I don't have any electrical tape down here, so I'll just put a small piece of the strapping tape. And see. Gosh, this is so much fun, guys. I don't know if anybody else enjoys the tuning process. I really, even though when it comes out of the slot, I really do enjoy this process. To me, it is a lot of fun trying to figure out what might make the car a little better. Yeah, Wildman, I think I was starting to figure out what I needed to do driving it. But I can tell you that I don't even have to think about the Elva. I trust that it's going to stay in the slot most of the time. So I tend to have the opportunity to push it a little harder. I must have had something on the chassis that's not wanting to stick. But yeah, it is fun, man. It is a lot of fun. Dang it, slot cars are fun. I don't care what anybody says. It's a good time. A good time had by all. But yeah, I'd like to run that endurance race at Butch's. So I'd like to get this McLaren tuned and prepped, but I like to have a backup. So maybe if I can get the Shadow really running well, if I can get the NSR GT40. Sean, they are not at this point. I really would like to throw them on the Truer and get rid of the tread that Thunderslot has on them, but I have hit them with floor polish. So to be fair, they are treated a little bit. Glue the front tires. They may be digging in the corners. Yeah, I was thinking about that. I may need to hit them with some floor polish again. When you're going to expand your house so you can make your track even larger. Thanks, Piola. This layout is so much fun. I love it. I really have no desire to change it anytime soon. I think all of us are really, yep, hands-on tuning. That's right. Chris, I'm feeling okay. I'll probably sleep fast and hard tonight, but I'm doing pretty good. I actually had some Rost coffee right before they closed. I haven't had coffee since Saturday. My wife and I walked down, grabbed some coffee. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to go the whole week without it. And I got home and I was like, man, I could really use some coffee. So I'm kind of feeling okay. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Okay. Tape on it. One more test before we call it quits. It's 10. We've been at it an hour. I'm not gonna lie, guys. This has actually been a heck of a lot of fun. Broken mirror and all. It's on the floor someplace. I saw it fly off, but I have no idea. All right. Track cam. tires. I can hear you, John. Clean the tires. All right. Probably could have put a slot invasion guide in this, the amount of time that I've been playing with it. Yeah, it really... Something happened. The tape. Hey. Look at that. The tape did not stick well. It definitely quieted the chassis down. For sure. Okay. Take care of that. Okay, the tape keeps hooking something. It's just not sticking. Ooh, the tape really improved it in that turn down there. And there. Not there. Yeah, that was a 7th, another 7-3. Just ran another fastest lap. It's getting through the S's better. Oh, here we go. It missed the timing light. All right. So it ran a 7.364. I think I messed the guide up, or the braid up, because it's not. Yep, I messed the braid up. See if I can fix it. All right, I'm sorry if I'm boring you guys. Yeah, the tape really did help. Just calmed it down a little bit. And then it flips itself out of the slot. Okay, a couple more laps and we'll call it quits. That's a good one to stop on. Okay, guys, we're close. 7.367, I think. So it's getting better. I put. Yeah, I don't mess around. It's all or nothing. I'm joking. It's getting better. I'm really close. I think slot invasion guide, put the weight in exactly how I want it in there. I think we'll be where I want to be. and we'll be right there with the Elva. I think we're close. The Elva's still a little bit. Hey, Danny, welcome. Yeah, man. Since 7.2 is my track record, no mag. This is running 7.3s. I'm very pleased with it. I just got to get it to where it was before. This thing didn't come out of the slot with the stock motor, and now I'm wondering if I put the stock motor back in, is it even better? Because that would be great. So anyway, I think we'll wrap things up. I need a haircut. It's getting long. My wife hates it. But anyway, yeah, great car, guys. If you don't have one of these, I totally recommend it. Obviously, I recommend the Elva. Elva is still my favorite car that I own. Shout out to Daryl. Thanks, man. It's wonderful. I might play with the 4 body float screws. I may take them out and see if that makes a difference. It's just little things, just to see if it makes sense. If it makes, right there's what's rubbing. I figured out what's rubbing. Okay, that might quiet it down. I can see where it's rubbing. Anyway, guys, this has been great. Thanks, Rockstar here. Wildman, I did see that. He has Lynn has both back in stock with an updated price. They're not $89 anymore; they're $94. So I guess when you're in the slot car business, you got to make your money while you can. But it's not that big of a price jump. Probably, it's a worthy car. But yeah, thanks, guys. Can you have a 46K motor? Oh, I don't know what the motor limit is at Butch's track. Butch's track is not a gigantic wood track. I forget how long the lane lengths are. It has one big long straightaway. It's got some kinks. I think big motors, I think you'll spend a lot of time out of the slot. So I think that's part of it. I think you can go probably up to 30K. Any more than that, I don't know. I had a hard time controlling Daryl's car with 30K on it. So, guys, this has been great. This has been fun. Thanks for jumping in. I have no idea how many people were on. There are 22 likes. Wow, that's awesome. I really appreciate it. I just be honest. I missed you guys this week. I missed Tuesday night, and I look forward to it. Like I've said before, it's one of my favorite things that I do right now. And De Leon, yes, you need to start tuning yours. Paoli, thanks for joining. It was great. I appreciate your comments and your feedback. And again, you guys know I've got pretty thick skin. I can take the harassment and the teasing. I wouldn't do it if I couldn't handle it, but it really makes it a lot of fun. So, Wild Man, thanks. Yeah, I'm not sure how. It's a 20-hour drive from here. If I don't stop, I've made it in less than 20 hours, driving way over the speed limit most of the time. I don't think I'm going to do that this time. I think I'm going to ease into it like I should have with that slot car. But Sean, thanks. Chris, thanks. Hey, thanks, Danny. Hey, Mad P, thanks for joining in tonight. I appreciate it. Alex, really appreciate it. Pat, thanks. Pat, love the car in your picture, man. That's fantastic. Hey, grandson of man. I'm sorry we didn't get to. They weren't open. Slot Car City wasn't open. Lost the mic. So we wouldn't have gotten to run anyway. So sorry I missed getting a chance to meet you in person. So, Chris, my brother got me this shirt. I love this shirt. It's great. So I'll do my best. Guys, thanks. This has been great. We'll catch up with you. Catch up with you soon. I'll try to have video part 2 out this weekend. But I'll be driving, so if I don't get it edited tonight or tomorrow night, depends on what time I leave. So we'll see. But keep an eye out for that. And again, I'm just thankful for you guys. Have a great night. Get some rest. Go have fun racing.